rega nditambe nasi, rega zvakadaro nguva yemafaro, siya nditambe inguva yangu, inguva yekufara ona mukoma, inguva yekufara uya mudiwa, inguva yekufara shuwa mukoma, inguva yekufara uya mudiwa, zvikaita se uri mwana wamai, inguva yekufara shuwa mukoma, zvikaita se uri mwana wamai, inguva yekufara, inguva yekufara ona mukoma, inguva yekufara uya mudiwa, inguva yekufara shuwa mukoma, inguva yekufara uya mudiwa, zvikaita se uri mwana wamai, inguva yekufara shuwa mukoma.
I sort of say, hi. Are we together now? All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the launch of our pocketbook. Yes, we've kept you really in suspense for such a long time, but now we're getting the ball rolling. And to open up and kickstart things, I'm gonna call our first performer on stage, one of my favorites. His name is Shizney Wood. She's also known as the Amashian, and she's an spoken word, a multi-winning award spoken word artist, and she's also an advocate for people with disabilities. How cool is that? So let me call on stage the Amashian.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shaznay Wood. Some people know me as the Amashian. The piece I'm about to perform is titled Chiponda Moyo. Uri chiponda moyo, unondiponda moyo. Nanga ndisingazive kuti rudo runoruma, love bite, kunzwa kuda kuzviuraya, suicide, kunosuwa paside, hanzi love is blind, I probably needed specs, nekuti uri jacaranda, you mesmerize my eyesight. Mumaziso evamwe uri dark city, neighborhood isina zesa, asi kwandiri uri nyenyedzi, star bright, hanzi nyenyedzi dzinorova, starstruck, but the moment you put a ring on it, you prove to be that detergent, Mr. Muscle, WWE, like Valentine's during lockdown, wakandiratidza kuti you can't see me. You brag to your friends about hurting me. Our homie ato boxing ring every day ngori ntsi. Josiah, pano pakuita sepanogara mombe, tongogara tichidya magreens. Imimiwo munoita semakarora phone, munogara muri pascreen, munoita semunhu wemumovie. You don't even spend time with the kids, cause pese pavanoti daddy, munongoshaika pasini. Your presence yakuita unge birthday present. Once upon a time like a bedtime story. Muri mhiripiri, cause every time I try to communicate nemi munovava se peri. Mutori DOP, mugallery menyu makazara nemamini vakapfeka mamini ana mainini. Ndati uri chiponda moyo. Unondiponda moyo. Kunge album ra K-Chaps, moyo wangu wazara mavanga. These scars are stars. I ain't saying I'm holy cause tese tinotamba nao 10 note. You a pro cause you mess with the beats of my heartbeat. Our union lacks 5 senses. How can we raise a son forever when you're so confused? Me cry like a baby, then act like a lady. Cause every time I'm praying, you never seem to be changing. Ndati uri chiponda moyo. unondiponda moyo, chiponda moyo. So yeah, chiponda moyo, it is what it is. So this is a specific piece that I wrote for today after reading something in the pocketbook. Gone are the days where women are expected to be in the kitchen. This is a whole different season. Listen. We were raised to play with forks and knives, stay home and be good wives. They said, don't worry about love, darling. It will grow over time. They said, stay for your kids, those beautiful human beings. Religion and tradition are a different kind of prison that make decisions that cut like incisions. A woman is supposed to do this, a woman is supposed to do that. Then they claim them to be facts. Parting red seas to make them dead seas. What do you see in a 14-year-old girl? Rest in peace, sis, and to whoever did that, sis. Suffocating in religion, testing girls like doing revision. I come in peace. Women aren't pieces of paper pushed around on purpose, made to look like clowns in a circus. And unfortunately, they expect us to amen our way through societal norms like believers in a service. I said, gone are the days where women are expected to stick in the kitchen. This is a whole different season. Listen. Thank you.
Shall make a sense while we're here? All right, then. In the spirit of making sense, I'll call upon I'll call upon the stage Miss Karen Mukwasi to give us our opening remarks. Miss Karen.
Good afternoon. All right. Okay, so I don't have lyrics like a Martian, but I'm really happy you're here. I'd like to welcome sisters, comrades, friends of PADA. Thank you very much for turning up today. Thank you very much for turning up for us. This is a very important day for us. We are honored to be part of, a wave in Africa, the wave of building feminist practice. This is important to us because it's not only about women's voices in women's spaces. We want women's voices to go out there and influence all human rights spaces, because we know we are powerful on our own. We know we are powerful within our own spaces, but we want to influence the spaces that do not recognize our power. So I'm not going to be saying a lot about the pocketbook, because I'm honored that someone who actually knows this pocketbook better than I do is here today. So I really want to say thank you for turning up, and please have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Karen. I hope you all have your copy of the pocketbook so that you also understand what it's about. All right, so when they say when women work together, great things happen. And such is the case with this book. It wouldn't have been possible without Miss Hope Chigulu, who all the way led the process of the development and the birthing actually of this book. So in honor of her, paying respect to women who make things happen, I call on stage Miss Hope Chigulu.
Good afternoon. It's very nice to see beautiful faces of young people who say the F word and are not afraid. So, spoken word poet, you have said it all. I don't even know what we are doing here. So we wrote this book because of what you've said. I think the greatest gift you can have for yourself. And the greatest gift you can give to your sisters, your cousins, your children is feminism. And I'll tell you why. Of all ideologies, feminism is an ideology. It's an idea like socialism, like maybe religion. But of all the ideologies in this world, the only one that opens a door, breaks it, goes into the house to see what is there is feminism. So we are the ones who started talking about incest. We are the ones who started talking about domestic violence. We are the ones who started talking about all the things that happen inside houses, which we are not supposed to talk about. That's why we are hated. We are hated because we bring the private into the public. We are hated because we dare challenge power. We are hated because we speak out, we have voices. We are hated because we reveal the truth. So this book was written to support you on your feminist journey. It's your pocket book. I don't know, some of us have got dresses with pockets, others have got trousers with pockets. So when you think of a pocket, what comes to mind? When you think of a pocket? Something portable, something that can keep your things safe. So this is a pocket book, and it is supposed to be kept next to you. Feminism is not something you do today and then you stop. I'm still learning feminism. It doesn't stop. It doesn't, because there are new issues emerging. You think you have gotten somewhere, COVID comes and you start looking at COVID from a feminist perspective. So we are always learning. We are not saints. We are learning. We are, I was going to say we are witches, but we are, every wise woman who questions and interrogates and refuses, defies, is called a witch. So don't be afraid to be called witches. The moment you defy patriarchy, you are called a witch. So this is supposed to support you on your feminist journey. Read it over and over and over again, the way Christians read the Bible. They read it over and over and believe actually the author is still here. But anyway, you can read it over and over again for yourself. Still, you really get it. And if you don't understand, you can write. Any of us, we are three, writers, and find out, what we meant if it is not clear. And finally, I want to say this. This feminism we are talking about is about your power. You can use it to reclaim your power within. But feminism is not for one person. Feminism is about the collective. We can't walk alone because patriarchy is huge. It's a huge mountain. And to move it, shift it, you need the power of the collective. And that's why we build movements. And there are some movement builders here. They will talk about those movements. But that's why we build movements, because you alone, you can't. And that movement is going to go on. I think an example actually of a movement is Christianity. It has gone on and on and on. It doesn't matter where the fount is, whether it is in your heart, whether in heaven, wherever. But it has gone on because they are real, messengers, and you are those messengers. And thanks so much for being those messengers. So you've embarked on feminism, or some of you have been there. And just remember, you have to continue deepening understanding. I don't think that the old feminists are so wicked that if you come and you're asking clarification, that they will say, no, don't come anywhere near me. We are not that wicked, and so be free to just ask if you are really puzzled. So before I sit down, I want to thank you very much for agreeing to participate in this journey. Thank you for inviting me to come here, to bring my old bones here and then mix with young people. I want to thank you very much for realizing that feminism is about you. It starts with you. The person is political. It means that you cannot change the world if you are not transforming yourself, but it also means that the whole of us, is political, whether it is our hair, dress, the bodies are very political. That's why they are controlled by everyone. As you said, the church controls, mosques control, the government controls, the youth on the streets control. Everyone wants to control our bodies. And we have to fight to own our bodies. My body, my right. So thanks very much. I wish you well. And, I know you are going to transform the world. Even if you transform one person, you'd have done great work. So thank you.
We appreciate the old bonds very much so. Yes, so thank you so much for that message. I don't think there's anything else I can add more. So throughout our program, we have had friends of PADA who have been standing with us. So as we roll the program of the day, we'll throw in solidarity messages here and there. And our first solidarity message, we have Miss Sally Chigudu. My word, I am so sorry. Miss Sally Ngube, the director of WICOS. I think I'm stuck on my Chigudu.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, sisters. And good afternoon to you. Just rub in here and just say, you know what? I'm awesome. Exactly. So congratulations and thank you to PADA for creating this space. For me, I'm going to speak to two things as part of my contribution to this gathering. One issue is around us really shifting narratives. So the pocketbook is coming in as a tool that is going to help us learn and unlearn on some of the things that we inherited or that our mindsets were wired around because they are constantly being fed to us, whether it's through entertainment, through the feeds on our social media, through those things that we read because of the work that we do. So today I'll invite you to say, let the pocketbook not be by job description. Let's leave the pocketbook because you have been the chosen person to be an ingredient, to be part of the piece of the puzzle that is going to move the pocketbook and make it a reality. We don't live and die in project cycles. We are not projects that die after 6 months or that die after 3 years. We are people. And as we are people, we are shifting. So take a life cycle approach as well to think around your journey from childhood to adolescent to adulting and whatever form you are going to evolve around, and make the pocketbook your friend that you will continue to use as it challenges you as you also take responsibility for things. So really, I would say it's a challenge, the coming in of the pocketbook, for us to then say what narrative have to shift, because there are those that came before us. But life is not changing. When was CEDAW signed? 1979. When did we hear about Sustainable Development Goals? Beijing, when was that? But the environment and patriarchy is recruiting, is reinforcing, is sophisticating itself by the day. So it means we have to tool up. And with this pocketbook begins the journey of us tooling up. Then the second issue I wanted to speak to is taking responsibility. Just because you're a feminist or you say you're a feminist is not an immunization to what comes with it. So we have to do the work. And in doing the work, we're going to be bruised. That means you need to build a support system. So yes, the pocket beautiful, it's amazing. But once we start, even with ourselves, once we start questioning ourselves where we are standing, our scale of feminism, things we need to shift, it's not going to be a walk in the park. You know, like a boiled motorino poraraita say, and the kushindwa kwemoto, is it a joke? Kuti chizobuda chinhu chiya chinotobuda chiri violent. So transformation is also that revolutionary that sometimes kunema discomforts that are going to come with that. So as the discomforts come, let's be intentional. Let's be kind to ourselves. Let's build a support system that will carry us through the journey. So that PADA platform is not going to, PADA can be your convener, your support system, your cheerleader, but let's not overburden them. They also have their own journeys. So the second issue I was speaking to is take responsibility for yourself. Take responsibility for going to be held to account. What are you going to answer for yourself? So that's just me saying, welcome pocketbook. You're going to be a bestie of many. You're going to provoke things that we have not dealt with, that we were packing. But you know what? We are going to do it with kindness, with passion, with a support system. And there is no winner in a losing team. So we are stronger together, and let's be kind to ourselves. Even 1% growth, let's celebrate it. So thank you, everyone, and thank you for this space.
All right, thank you, Miss Sally Ngube. Got it right. Yes. All right, then. So, moving on with the program, I would like to call on stage a human rights activist, Miss Grace Chirenje. Oh, yay! The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, and good afternoon to everybody. Before I start, can I ask Hope to stand up? If you've got a pocket book, please can you just open on the first page? I heard you, Hope. It doesn't matter. It's okay. I just want us to acknowledge Hope. I know a lot of the times as feminists, we do a lot of hard work and none of it comes to be acknowledged. So I just want us to look at Hope and just, I don't know how you're going to affirm her, but just show her some love, please. You know? Thank you, Hope. Please sit down. So just to say thank you. And I want to start my input to this process with a story. So there are two people. There's Hope and there's Grace. So they're walking, they're going wherever they're going. Sally said life is a journey. So they're journeying towards somewhere. And as they're doing that, you know, Grace is all energetic and chatty and she's all these things. And she's saying to Hope, Hope, do you know about the body? Hope is like, yeah, of course I know something about the body. But what exactly? And then Grace like, you only know a bit? So you don't know anything about biology, do you? Hope is like, And then they walk on, and then Grace is like, what about religion? Hope spoke about Christianity earlier on. And Grace is like, do you know anything about religion? How, you know, you join the faith and all these signs. And Hope is like, oh, well, yeah, I do have an idea. And Grace is like, oh, you don't know anything about Scientology, do you? And Hope is like, So they go on and they go on. And then, you know, they get to a river. When they get to a river, Hope quietly gets a stick. She gets a stick and then she's filling the water. So as she fills the water, she then starts walking into the water and Grace is following because they're journeying together. And then as they're somewhere mid through the stream, the river, Hope takes a chunk of whatever she was carrying and ties it around her head. And Grace is chatting on. She's thinking, this woman doesn't even know anything about biology or Scientology. What is wrong with her? And then now they get almost to the end of the river. And then Hope starts gliding through the water. And obviously Grace is now like, oh my God, what's going on with the water? And then Hope calmly looks back and says to Grace, oh, Grace, do you know anything about swimmology? So why am I telling this story? A lot of feminism is about growth. Feminism is a journey. It has a beginning, it has an end. I think earlier on there was emphasis to say that as we learn our feminist journeys, there is so much to learn. And this is where this pocketbook comes in. You cannot look at Grace and judge her for where she is with a feminist journey. You cannot look at Hope and judge where she is based on a feminist journey. All of us here are on a journey. And the journey is different for each one of us. And no matter where you are, this pocketbook is going to be handy because it's going to challenge you, refresh you, or give you new insights. So as I'm here to talk about feminism as a human rights practice, I just want us to know that we cannot separate who we are as feminists from the everyday lives that we live. Feminism as a practice, it means it defines who you are at the core of your being. You cannot agree to being a feminist because things are easy. It's going to come with the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when sometimes life gets a little bit confusing, you can just pull out your pocketbook and get some wisdom and insights around what that is all about. But more than that, to everybody that is here. Let's understand that sometimes you need to pull out a stick and feel the depth of where you ought to be. And you know what's going to work for you as a feminist, using human rights as a practice? You're going to understand that understanding the contents of this book is something that's going to get you to glide through life. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you're going to be able to feel the shallow end, the mid end, and the deep end. But also to say, feminism is not a solo journey. We need other people, no matter how silent they can be. We need their help. So when you hear the feminist sisters nodding in acknowledgement and saying, it's not that they don't know anything about biology or Scientology. They do. Yes. Or swimmology. Sometimes we know about swimmology, but in a different form. But whatever feminism you are ascribing to, let's understand that it's a journey. And whatever it is we're thinking about, we're able to make it make sense for us if we pull out this handbook. This pocketbook is not just, it's not for one person. We're going to look at the same pages and understand it differently. When I ask Hope to stand up, for some of us it's like, oh, okay, Hope. Oh, the one that wrote this book. Oh, finally. For some people, it's like, oh my God. You're in awe because you know the feminist journeys that you have walked. In closing, as I speak about feminism as a human rights practice, I'll tell you a story, and that'll be my closing one. I love stories. So there is a family that's in church, 3 people, the mother, a child, and the dad. So as they're doing whatever they're doing in church, church gets boring sometimes, especially for a 5, 6-year-old. So this child keeps getting up and standing up and doing all sorts of things, as is normal with a 5, 6-year-old, because their attention span scientifically is 5 or 6 minutes, depending on their age. So the mom is trying, we'll call it Grace. Grace, sit down. Grace does not want to sit down. She's pulling at people's things. She's just not being herself. So after a few minutes, the father then, with a booming voice, looks up and says, Grace, sit down. Grace quickly sits down. But after a minute or so, Grace looks at the dad and says, Dad, I may be sitting, but in my heart, I am standing. And so sometimes, and most times, when we're looking at feminism and human rights, as a practice, there are many moments we're going to have to sit and in our hearts we're standing. Because I think the speakers who came before me mentioned that feminism is not easy. It's not a walk in the park. A lot of the times, if you behave like Grace's mom and you're continuously asking Grace to sit, she might not listen. But it might take that one booming Grace's dad to say, sit down, and something in the system will shake. So let's not forget, but mostly above everything else, let's remember that we should always be the Grace who's strategic to know that I sit down, but in my heart, I am standing. Happy reading, people.
All right, then. With our solidarity messages. Our second one is coming from Samantha Swanda from Signs of Hope Trust. And as she delivers her solidarity message, I will dive straight into the entertainment. And we have Miss Pauline performing for us.
Hi, everybody. Linjani. Nkhona lani linjani. Thank you so much for the invitation. As I was listening to everybody who was speaking here, and just feeling the ambience of the place, I was quite touched because there are some spaces that I get into and I feel like people may not understand me. And I think Grace put it very well to say, I'll be sitting, but in my heart, I'm standing. And I feel so touched to be in this forum and to have this, behind me. And I want to honor everybody who has come before us I'm not going to tell a story, but I need you to relate with me. When I say we stand on the shoulders of giants, when I come here as an invited guest and I sit and I know that there were people who put in this work so that zvinakire inini. I had a friend of mine, she passed away. And there are times when I need to celebrate a book like this. I would think of her and say, pane chakadai chakaitwa, pane chakadai chaitika, and I miss her so dearly when I get into these spaces. And in that spirit, I want us to honor all the women who have come before us. Kuti tisvike patiri izvozvi, to get the strength to stand as activists, as feminists. I heard someone saying it's the F word. Even as I posted on my status, I knew somebody was going to say, oh my God, Ratanga, But they are women who've come before us, who make us stand in this period, who make us have the courage to say what we want to say, to evolve and to transform. They are such women. And I also want to give honor to the woman whom we've just heard about today. It's not that we've heard about today. She's been there. Her name is Hope Chikudu. There are so many women, guys, who make us have the courage to stand. And I know by sitting here, by allowing this book to teach you, I like what Grace has said, that feminism is an idea, as an idea, as a human rights strategy. I love it because feminism is unique, as everybody is really saying. We can all refer. And I know that each and every one of us sitting here owning this pocketbook, one day people will think about us because we've got the strength to stand. There are two things that resonated with me. Number one is on page 33. Emancipatory power, the power that is within. I always tell people, Kuti, if people are talking about, what do you say in Shona? Moyo wa amai, moyo we umai. That's it, and it's actually a thing. Even if you don't have a child, it's actually a thing. The power that is there within you as a woman. And I want to go further and say this emancipatory power that is in me to change something, it lives within us, guys. And I really resonated with this idea. So I want to say thank you yet again for this pocketbook that I can relate with as an activist. Other thing that I resonated with, I can't even begin to mention and continue mentioning, because it's the power of the collective. As I stand everywhere that I stand as a feminist, I know that I'm not alone. And as feminists, I really want us to think about it. Whatever we're doing, tell the person on the side, and I like it when they say, exactly, witchcraft. Guys, we've got a strong support system. And I like it when this book on building feminist practice says it, Kuti, there is power in the collective. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, we go together. So thank you for this book. Inondi yewuchidza kuti if I want to go far as a feminist, as a human rights advocate, I must take others with me. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Trufamba teseka in this journey, aren't we? Hello. Are my people getting tired? Are you still here? Magunti drain ni mtange manita. All right then. Anyway, since just to zhuzh it up a bit, we have Pauline coming in for her performance. So that should be an energizer that we need, isn't it? You're right. Let's give her a round of applause as she makes her way to the stage.
Kative nerudo mumoyo shamari. Kative nerudo mumoyo shamari. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa. Kative nerudo mumoyo mukoma. Kative nerudo mumoyo mukoma. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa. Kative nerudo mumoyo shamari. Kative nerudo mumoyo shamari. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa. Kative nerudo mumoyo mukoma. Kative nerudo mumoyo mukoma. Kative nerudo mumoyo mudiwa.
What's up, everybody? How are you feeling? I'm having a weird day. It started with an eyelash. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Said I remember when we used to sit in a mingle with the good people we meet. Good friends we've had and good friends we've lost along the way, the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Said I remember when we used to sing in the government yard in Trenchtown, and Georgie would make the fire light as it was burning through the night, and we'd cook some oatmeal porridge, yeah, of which I'll share with you. You said my feet are my only courage, yeah, that's why I got to keep on pushing through. Everybody, let's go. Come on. Everything's gonna be alright. Come on. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Dear little sister, don't shed no tears. No woman, no cry. Everything's gonna be alright. 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 Hey. Okay, the lady who was just on was talking about how she loves stories. I've got a good one. So today, as I was preparing to come here and try to enhance my beauty and look like a superstar and, adding certain things to myself that maybe I shouldn't have added, I had a nasty little accident with an eyelash. And, I was in tears for a very long time. Until I had to take off the lashes, wash my face, and just go back to good old me. Now my eye is settled. But I was inspired. Sometimes the things that make us cry, we accommodate them. We allow them into our lives. We need to take a stand at some point and say, I know this is what is messing me up. Because you're in tears for hours. In God, peace. We've probably already won the battle, but we just need to start the fight. Tired and dusty, she sat by the road, hung on this pitiful. Tired and dusty, she sat by the road. A green spotted uniform and the sneakers all worn. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman, yeah. She took off her hat and she leaned against the tree. Her rifle by her side, both one hands upon her knee. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman, yeah. If you know this song, please sing with us. There will be no compensation. It was of your free will. Oh, that you stood on the front line. Rebel woman, these are the rules of war. Remember that you fought for your people. I know the battle's been hard. It's been so hard. But as you weep, rebel woman, remember you were strong. Her corner pocket hid a pack of cigars. She took one out and let it threw the rest into the grass. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman, yeah. She looked down at the grass in the field, over the place where once her home, her husband, her children, where once they lived. There will be no compensation. It was of your free will. Oh, that you stood on the front line. Rebel woman, these are the rules of war. Remember that you fought for your people. I know the battle's been hard. It's been so hard. But as you weep, rebel woman, remember you were strong. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman, yeah. Rebel woman. Rebel woman,
Thank you, Pauline and friends. Are we energized? But Madam Magara Pamachia one. Oh, it's okay then. It's okay. All right, then moving on with our program. Are we still together? Yes, Nema solidarity messages Edu. Because when we stand together, great things happen. I would like to call on the stage Nyasha Mukapiko from Magamba Network for her solidarity message. It's a he. Oh, my apologies. It's a he. One of us in a he.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting Magamba Network to the launch of this pocket book. My name is Zinyasha Mkapiko. I work with Magamba Network. My boss was supposed to be here to give this solidarity message, but he's out of the country. So he summoned me to deliver this message. I just want to say congratulations to Pada Platform for launching this pocket book. I hope this book will go a long way in advocating for the rights of women. I hope after going through this book, many women are going to take up measures in order to participate in governance processes in areas where they are male dominated. So we thank you, Pada Platform. I think we've known Pada Platform for quite a long time. We organized many events together, especially around civic tech, where we do hackathons. And you know, when we're talking about civic tech or hackathons, it's a field which is male dominated, but Pada Platform has helped us to bring more women to civic tech, so that we can work together and bring solutions that are burdening many communities around Zimbabwe. So by those few words, I would like to say thank you, and thank you for inviting us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nyasha. So, as I was watching you speak here, I realized you don't have to be dreadlocked to be Rasta. Neither do you have to be female to be a feminist. So Magamba Network is one of the Pada allies, and for that, we want to recruit more men into the game. All right. In the line of solidarity messages, I'll also call upon Margaret Matamvi. Am I correct? Yes, from Economic Justice for Women Trust. Welcome. Come take the stage. Oh no, in this genre of feminism, there is no warning. Always be prepared.
Thank you. Of course, I am prepared. You know, I was just in conversation with a sister, and the conversations were parallel, but I'm glad to be here. And thank you for awarding me the opportunity to give a solidarity message. All protocols observed. Thank you, sisters, for being here. So Economic Justice for Women Project is one of, I'm not going to say of the allies, I'm going to say of the closest allies, so that we are closer than everyone else, of Pada Platform. We walk a very difficult but memorable journey together with Pada Platform and with Karen in particular. And finding ourselves here having this conversation with this booklet in my hand, I just want to say congratulations. You have done well for yourself. You have done well for feminists. You have done well for the community. Okay, there's another. I come with Maita. That's my baby. I also just wanted to say, well, if we were in other political spaces, I would say Takavatisi kumgagao. Thank God we're not. So when I was reading the preface of this handbook, I just learned that this is the first of its kind. You have made history, Pada, for us now as feminists to say we have a handbook that we us as feminists, but as other development organizations to begin to practice the feminist values in their work, or in our work rather. So I'm happy to be here, and I would like to congratulate you. Great job to all the young women, young girls. You are blessed to be growing in the movement with a handbook. We just grew. We just grew. There was no handbook. So yeah, this will do a lot in terms of changing the face of feminism in Zimbabwe, in the region, and in the entire globe. This is Maita. Maita, just say hi. Okay, she's shy. So you have broken history, and I hope that really, as we are here together, everyone will sort of just use this handbook, talk about it, also share with other colleagues. Congratulations, Pada. I also just wanted to make special mention to a colleague who is here with us, Memory Kadao. Okay, you would wonder why I'm mentioning her. She's the reason I'm in this space. She's the reason I have a relationship with the PADA platform. She was the pathway for us to be a part of this broader space. So thank you, Memory. Congratulations, Karen. Keep going. The sky is not even the limit. Keep soaring. I'm Flop.
Thank you, Margaret and Maita. All right, then. So we're slowly drawing to the end of our program. And just Sira, I want to call upon Amashin. Just give us one more before we like do the last things to wrap it up, you know.
I'm back again. I've been learning a lot from the women who came to stand here and speak. As a young lady who is passionate about the same things that are being talked about here, I feel inspired, and I just want to say all protocols observed, and I'm humbled to learn from older people. So this piece is titled "These Scars Are Art." I feel like as women, so much pressure is put on us. We're supposed to look in a certain way to impress men. Sometimes we look good for ourselves, not for anybody. So this is what this poem is about. Hanzi anozvida. Rega indizvide nekuti kasazvida hapana anozondida. My flaws flow like Victoria Falls, and every time the gushing waters hit the shores, they adore and make noise in praise. Baby, these scars are stars. They shine like sunshine in summertime. Willy Wonka, drip with your melanin like it's chocolate, because no matter how you bleach, you'll never be light enough. Stop hiding behind shadows. I'm sure I'll see Chipoko. Who knows of any living creature made of soil and is as beautiful as you are? Doesn't it amaze you that this same soil you tramp on is the same element you're made of? You're made of the beauty of nature. The Creator created you creatively. You are His craft, and you are enough. Hanzi anozvida. Rega indizvide nekuti ndikasazvida hapana anozondida. Created in His likeness, you better call me Your Highness. Saka hanzi anozvida. Rega indizvide nekuti ndikasazvida hapana anozondida. This is the last one, and maybe I might give you a bonus if you still have a few minutes to do that. Okay. So the poem I'm about to perform is called African Yet White. It basically speaks about the plight faced by people with albinism in Africa. So this is from my perspective, from how I grew up and how the world views me. Okay. Blue eyes like a blue sky, blonde hair with a blank stare, pale skin like a cuticle within. The fire in my soul is ablaze when I move in the streets. They gaze. A white, light person, they amazed, African yet white, a visitor to my own kind. They feast on my difference and watch me like an animal in the zoo. I didn't realize that skin color can make me a tourist attraction. Victoria Falls, arikutona mapopoma, Kariba Dam, arikutona hippo. African yet white, a visitor to my own kind. I am able bodied. I can do all of my hobbies, but you call me a disability. Hashtag Busope. And that means cursed person, printed all over me like an African attire. When it comes to respect, I think we as humans have retired. African yet white, a visitor to my own kind. I am undeniably African. Call me African butter. I had to open my heart to pour this. So I have a YouTube channel at The Martian. It's THEE AMMARTIAN. On all social sites, it's The Martian on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and the likes. So I have a poem on mental health that I am going to drop on my YouTube channel next week. Please do check it out. So I will give you guys the honor to listen to it before it gets to the screens. So it goes like this. It's titled Ndiribo. Ndakudawo drip, omwe dzangu dzine drought. Ndaneta ne chicken in, ndakuda kuendawo out, mwari itai chop chop, mai vangu ndima moyo, ndada vadye ku Queen of Hearts. Yes, shamwari uri sei? Ndiribo, ndangodairawo. Ko, lingati zvangu iyo life isina masamba. The rest will be on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much.
How's that for a preview? Yeah, let's go subscribe. So, with our solidarity messages, our last one for the day is from Goddess Vukutwa, one of my favorites too. Is she anywhere around? Please come through. Oh yeah, there she is. Thanks so much. Yeah, we are here. I wasn't there in the planning of this event in its depth, but we all know what it takes for this to come to be. We all know the amount of time, the amount of effort, the amount of passion it takes for this to happen. So well done to you, Pada Platform. Well done. Congratulations. So I'm one of the few people, I think, who've actually had to read all of the pocketbook from this beginning to the end. Yeah, I had no option. I was getting paid for it, so I was the one fortunate enough and to be facilitating the workshop, which just ended on this pocketbook. So, in my opinion, this pocketbook is very thought-provoking. It is very well researched, and it's got a lot of wealth of information. The book emphasizes a lot of things, and one of them is practicing our feminism, coming out of the shadows. What do they call it when you're coming out? Maybe showing your sexuality. Yes, coming out of the closet. That's what I was looking for. Coming out of your closet and practicing your feminism. So, but how do you practice feminism in a world that stigmatizes any kind of feminist, anyone who dares to be feminist, especially in our own country, in our own culture? But like everyone else has said here, who has come here and said something, you will never walk alone like Liverpool Football Club. When it comes to feminism, you will not walk alone. So this is one of my major takeaways from the pocketbook.
that you're surrounded when you dare to practice your feminism. You're surrounded by sisters who are within these feminist circles. For me, I think I'm evidence of the truth of that. I'm here because the way women within the feminist circle say, "Oh, I think you can do this. I think this is in your alley," like what Karen said. And I said, "Yes, this is right up in my alley." I can give other examples. I can talk about Karen. I can talk about Nyari. I can talk about Maggie. And there are many others. People within the feminist circle who always lift your hand up. So there's one thing that the pocketbook doesn't say. The pocketbook doesn't say women don't support each other. The pocketbook doesn't say women hate each other. Why? Because the pocketbook was focusing on well-researched facts, not market talk, not pub talk, not hearsay. So I really very much enjoyed facilitating the workshop on building feminist practice. And I would like to thank Pada Platform so very much from the bottom of my heart, especially Karen, for this opportunity to having been hanging around with these fabulous women who are here, who've got lots of experience from their different sectors, who are fun with a lot of sense of humor. So I'm really, really fortunate and benefited in a lot of ways, more than you'd imagine. What a gem this was. Thank you and congratulations.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. On my tiptoes again. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right then. So tashka kumagumo program yedu. But because tapedza my speech, we still want you guys to chill with us, have a drink with us, have a snack with us. Let's know each other more. Let's intensify the solidarity. Yeah, that's the word. Yes. So to conclude the program for the day, I'll call upon Ms. Rudosha Kanyuka just for the closing remarks. And after the closing remarks, we shall have Pauline just to serenade us as we digest the snacks, yeah? All right.
Hi, Tete. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I will not keep you long. The snacks are waiting, the drinks are waiting. I just want to thank everyone who made the time to come out here and be with us. Everyone who's been with us since yesterday for the workshop. We thank you, Civil Rights Defenders. We thank you, Impact Hub, for hosting us. We thank you, ZimLive, for streaming this event. Thank you, everyone who is here at this moment, our comrades, our friends, our sisters. We could not have done this without you, and we are so happy and blessed to continue walking this journey with you. So let today be a beginning of bigger things, and let's hope to meet again in spaces such as these as we continue to celebrate and to build this movement. Thank you all.
In my thought wouldn't have been Zaini, but I guess Takamira Pauline, our food to my I know. To my left, your right. Yeah, Sonia says. So to my left, just that side to my left, kumashire kwenyu, that is the direction for the food. And I think Pauline is ready.
shoes and no makitani. Pose, but not in the sun. Boyo, yeah, you, I ain't got it. Ain't no fight, I was a patata. Think I was shunting head at the Gugana. Who's up fighting and in the Wagu? Rugame do head at Wagutora. Who's up fighting and in the Wagu? Tara Chizeza, I want yard, Yabaraku Sagara. I'm a father, Monoti Dimas in our Rugara. Barabana Musaka. Tara Chizeza, Hamunyar, Yabaraku Sagara. I'm a father, Monoti Dimas in our Rugara. Barabana Musaka. Yeah, yeah. I'm a father, monoti diamonds in our Rugara, Barambana. Taura Chisela, Hamunyana, Yamaraku Sagara. I'm a father, monoti diamonds in our Rugara, Barambana. Anzi nasi banana, mangwana mana, change it like kunyara maxona makuchata, tamba machifara machiseka machisasa, makuna kuziba mikutauza vakapana, komana ne muskana paga sangana manga musi, komana chi mutarsachi nyamra non tindo, muskana chi mutarsachi, non chipa, makudenge mamuripa, tara chizeveza, amunyara. Yabaraku Sagara, I'm a father, monoti diamonds in our Rugare, Panamana Musaka, Tara Chizeve, Panotaura, monoti diamonds in our Rugare, Panamana Musaka, Amunyare, monoti diamonds in our Rugare, Panamana. Monoti diamonds in our Rugare, Mana Hey, yeah, hey. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. I love. Okay. Ichineche, my sister. Ichineche, all the ladies in the house, please drop what you're doing right now and join us. Ichineche, my sister. And then, Ichineche, my sister. Ichineche, my sister. Ichineche, my sister. Ona munukazi, uno penya senyarati usaj. Tari sire pasiwe, ure mabokatiwe. Puguta misoti, dati tino kundameti usaj. Tari sire pasiwe, ure mabokatiwe. Shaka wanda shata wona, bangla baskupona. Yeshin every day, mongwe munari kupondwa gana kumani kitu. Ana chitinsa, ishego musoro pinira itapi. Amana, chimboti pai wo mukana. Tisimukire na nasikana. Tisana mai mama wana. Ana munukazi, uno penya senyara tiu. usa tarisire pasiwe uri mambokati kugota misati datitina kuna beti tarisire pasiwe uri mambokati vasikana varipi vasikana varipano vasikana vanegumi vasikana varipano vanegumi vanogona vanogeza vanobika vakashika vanatika vanamunukati unopenya senyereti sajitarisire pasiwe Bogota misoti dati tino kuna beti usaji tarisire pasiwe. I'm sorry, it's all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like I'm sorry, forgive me. It's all that you can say. Years gone by and still words don't come easily. Like forgive me, but you can say, baby, can I hold you tonight? And maybe if I told you the right words, ooh, at the right time, you'll be mine. Whoa, you'll be mine. Yeah, you'll be mine. Girl, you know you are the apple of my eye, and I adore you. When I saw you, I was captured by your smile. Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Closer than my beats you are to me, baby. Shawty, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need. Life is one big party when you're still young, but who's gonna have your back when it's all gone? It's all good when you look at your remote. What about the future? Don't be a fool, son. Looking back, shorty always a mention. Some not giving her much attention. She was there through my incarceration. I wanna show the nation. Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling angel. Girl, you're my friend when I'm in need, baby. Shawty, you're my angel, you're my darling, you're my darling. Oh Lord of mercy, mercy, mercy. Come on in at the party. The all of them sexy. I watch them, let's follow me. Have mercy, mercy, mercy. The rope and the move me. I shine man on me, I want it. Only you can make me irie. Everywhere me go, the man them a rush me. Holy pretty boy, what you love me. I need them love. Yes, I need them love. Shank them know me sweet and me sexy. Everywhere me go, me say me ever ready. I need them love. Yes, I need them love. But I don't want somebody who's loving everybody. I need a shy guy, the kind of guy that'll only be mine. Oh Lord have mercy, mercy, mercy. The man in the party. The all of them. I watch them as I follow me. Have mercy, mercy, mercy. The room boy no move me. Shine man on me, I want to. Only give me ooh, yeah. Coming straight from my heart. I hope you believe me, that do us part. This love will never end. Yeah. Oh. I want to introduce our band today. We are called Polim Nevano. Yeah, we are people's band. We play what you want, and we've got people at heart. Yeah, right. So, since we are doing like feminism, I just want to take my personal stance as a woman in a very male-dominated industry. You have to just take your place and just stand your ground. Because it's usually one or two women at a show, but you have to stand your ground and know what you're doing. And sometimes you get sabotage, sexual harassment, all of that. But don't let anything get you down. So this song is called Hapana. Nagote jiro shacho jile naro Mtambo wacho woto na mikono Shoto na vaya magazinga moyo Sugate simpe tora imakano Kashidi hope fura imasiso Mukobe wacho totora ne Oh no Kune vangwe vanu biri Zira vangwe Shino isusu Tiri mando isinga chkizwe Harikenenge Kune vangwe vanu biri Zira vangwe Shino isusu Tiri mando isinga chkizwe Harikenenge Chani unaini nagamira Hapana chikondi uisa Hapana chikondi uisa Chani unaini nagamira Hapana chikondi uisa Hapana chikondi uisa Hapana oh 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 hapana the shine and the shing and the shing, the thumb and the shake and the shake, the jag and the pee and the pee, the one and the pin and the one the shine and the shing, the shake and the thumb and the shake, the shake and the jag and the pee one and the pin and the one the shine and the thing, one the thing, the thumb and the thing, one the thing, the jag and the nyim, one the nyim, the one and the big one. Say hapana changu hapana, say hapana changu, say nashana wani, say nashinga wani, say hapana changu, say hapana changu, say nashinga wani, yeah 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 yeah, yeah yeah. Bless. Dijo chete, shandinona, kukutana sina shaya mazwi. Dijo chete, shandinona, kukutana sina shaya mazwi. Rogo tarisa, richinyura, rimwezua chamuza chete. Rogo tarisa, richinyura, rimwezua chamuza chete. Tarisa, usikana, akanaka, dinoda, rudo wake, runonipata, moyo wangu, terera, urikupika, nakuchaga, nakushaya, urikupika, anandoita, sebenzi, bija chete, shadinona, kukutara, zinashaya mazi, bija chete, shadinona, kukutara, zinashaya mazi, dogo tensa, vijinura, imezura, chamuza chete, dogo tensa, vijinura, imezura, chamuza chete. I'm thinking of the perfect situation if I could get you in corner for a private conversation, lovely woman. Talk about these chemicals and chemistries they talk about when everyone is talking about lovely woman. Actions speak louder than words, but my only motivation is this music and this music a sensation. Saying you and I we make a perfect combination. Dijo chete, shandinona, kukutara, shaya mazi. Dijo chete, shandinona, kukutara, zina shaya mazi. Dogo tensa, richinyura, rimwezua, chamuza chete. Dogo tensa, richinyura, rimwezua. There's a song my mama used to sing about little boys and girls holding hands and kissing. Where is my joyful night with that boy holding hands and kissing? Nakazim, nakamut, pachinengu, nakatu. She know the sound of did it nega. Shatinana, kukutaudina sina, shaya mazwi. jet, chamuza 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 jet. Nakuchana, nakuchana, urikupika, wanandoita, sebenzi, urikupika, oh, nakuchana, nakuchana, urikupika, doita, sebenzi. Chete, Shandinona, Kukutara, Zinashaya Mazi, Dogo Teresa, Richinyura, Ringwazua, Chamuza Chete, Dogo Teresa, Richinyura, Ringwazua, Chamuza Chete. Thank you, everyone. We are Pauline Nevanu on love.